I'm Chris Berman. Got a lot of games to cover. Let's get at it. In our first game this week, we had the Bills stroll away with a 14-point win. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Panthers pick up their 8th win of the year. The Colts lost this one, but will stay at number 2 in the AFC South. Marshall Faulk had another good performance in the win and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. Robert Griffith had over 10 tackles and helped his Browns beat the Texans. In the home of country music, Tennessee, we had the Titans come away with a 7-point win. Dolphins, Ravens. Kevin Johnson, he's split out at the 14-yard line as they look to get 6. Makes the move toward the middle, and a nice catch at the back of the end zone for 6. The Ravens go on to win this by the final score of 24-17. Up in Chicago, we had the Bears get edged out by 2 points. The Vikings got 300-plus yards from their offense in their victory at Raleigh, Maryland. The Chiefs won on the road and end their season on a high note. The 49ers won this contest, but will stay at the second place in the NFC West. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. This week had some big injuries, and we'll get to all of them, but we're going to start right here. Lito Shepherd sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. The team's injury report listed a broken wrist and that he's out for the rest of the regular season. On to the serious news of the week. Roman Pfeiffer had to be placed on injured reserve, so he'll be on the sidelines for the rest of the year. Just a key blow to the heart of this defense. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Cowboys, Giants. Terry Glenn is ready at the 31-yard line. Play gets underway, close coverage. Oh, now with a beautiful move, gets open, and it's a 6 spot. The Cowboys win this one by the final score of 28-24. Rasheem Mathis had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. This guy is on the move. Perhaps not for all that he thought he'd get, but a good deal nonetheless. 4 years, $2.0 million. Greg Brooks will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Patriots. Brandon Bennett will be moving on from his current address, and he gets a pretty good deal to do it. 4 years, $3.2 million. Jarvis Green got snatched up as well, and he signs a 2-year contract with the Cardinals.
Peerless Price had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Falcons beat the Seahawks. In the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, we had the Eagles stroll away with a 14-point win. And last but not least, we had the Cardinals come away victorious.
All right, Boomer, thanks. All right, folks, our playoff picture has now been officially finalized. So let's take a look at it now, shall we? We'll begin with a look at the AFC. And now, checking things out over in the NFC playoff race. So the playoff matchups are set in stone, and we should have a few games that put the Wild into Wild Card Weekend. And that'll do it from here. Chris, let's send it back over to you.
And then there were 12, the playoffs, right around the corner, which means it's time for our regular season awards. But first, my primetime players. The final round of game balls go to these Warriors, each with a standout performance in the final game of the regular season. All right, as promised, here's a look at this year's best of the best, our season-ending NFL awards. Peyton Manning, without a doubt, is going to take home the hardware in this one. You see the numbers on your screen, but numbers really don't tell the whole story. Leadership, work ethic, love of the game, that's what truly makes him stand out. He had, without question, the best year of anyone. Matt Hasselbeck has got to be our choice for Offensive Player of the Year, and you've got to be hard-pressed to find better numbers than that. Obviously, give a lot of credit to the rest of the offense, but this is the guy that was driving the car, so to speak. Ray Lewis gets the nod as our Defensive Player of the Year. I think when you look at this award, you think of guys that can really excel against either the run or the pass. But this guy can do both. What a year he had. Phillip Rivers comes away with the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. You know, it's very difficult to come straight from college and be handed the keys to an NFL offense. But he stepped in and did a bang-up job. Watch out. He's only going to get better with age. DJ Williams was our Defensive Rookie of the Year. Hard to think of any young linebacker with better instincts for the football than he has. He wins it in a landslide. Corey Dillon ran away with the rushing title this year. Talk about a threat out of the backfield, my friends. Finesse, speed, a surprising amount of power, which he used to bowl over the few who actually managed to lay a finger on him. What a year. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.